Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Wednesday, March the 12th edition of our video devotionals. I almost said May the 12th. It feels like May the 12th, or it will here in just a little bit. It's supposed to be in the upper 70s and low 80s, but it is March the 12th. And I hope your day's going well. It is the middle part of the work week and school week. And also it is church time tonight. So be sure and attend your church service if at all possible. It's also what we call Wisdom Wednesday. So we're going to be in the book of Proverbs. Last week we were in Proverbs 15:15. That was easy to remember. But today we're going to be in the same chapter, but we're going to be down just a few verses, verse 19. So Proverbs 15:19, if you want to find that. Otherwise, thank you for watching the videos, all the acknowledgments, all the the comments that are made. There's a dear lady, I didn't have the specifics yesterday, but her aunt passed away. I think a day before yesterday. So if you can remember a dear lady who watches these whose aunt passed away, I know she would greatly appreciate that. All right, so Proverbs 15:19 says this. It says, "The way of the slothful man is as an hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain." You know, the slothful man, that's the lazy man. There's a lot we can say about laziness. You know, it's obviously a bad attribute. There's nothing good about being lazy, slothful, all right? Matter of fact, it uses the difference, like the good and the bad. It shows you the like the opposite almost, if you please. And the Bible didn't say the active man. He said the righteous is made plain as opposed to the slothful man. It's interesting that slothfulness, laziness, something you can do but you don't do, is what God's pointing out here. And it's interesting here, the slothful man, his way is as an hedge of thorns. You ever been in a briar patch? When I was a boy, didn't do this a whole lot, but the people in my family, they went coon hunting. And of course that was done at night. And as a kid, I don't know that I had a flashlight. I think I was following somebody else. And the point is, sometimes you got into some briars. You can't go through those very fast. And I remember being behind people, maybe a branch will hit you in the face and they're going through, and you're behind them. You're trying to keep up, and all that, trying to watch where you step. But you know what? Being in a patch of briars, there's also, I remember a situation when I was about 2 years ago, there was a friend of ours, older than I, and we went blackberry picking for a lady. And it was interesting because this man was older than I. And by the way, this guy was not a lazy man. And we went blackberry picking, and he got into the middle of this huge blackberry patch. And I mean over there where it was hard to get to. And he was on blood thinners, and his arms were bleeding. I thought, man, this is kind of brutal. Looked like he's in a war or something. But he wanted to get to some of the bigger ones, and man, these things were thick. And I mean, about almost as tall as I am, or maybe taller. I mean, it was a huge, huge patch of blackberries. But imagine trying to get through that if you was trying to get away from something, or you was in a hurry. Ain't no way, man. It was rough getting through that. But here's the thing, though. The Bible says the way of the slothful man is as an hedge of thorns. So what does that mean? Could it mean that everything's always difficult for him because of the way he sees things, the way slothful mindset? A slothful person, not only slothful in their actions, but it's also their attitude. You ever met somebody, everything's always hard, it's always difficult, can't do it because it's hard? Well, maybe that's what's being said here. The way of the slothful man is as an hedge of thorns. He's not willing to put the work into to make a way. Imagine if I was making a trail. When I was a boy, we used to make paths through the woods so we could ride our bike, move all the leaves and the limbs and get through things. And we like doing stuff like that. And but trying to make a way, make a way. Imagine the first original roads that were made. Sometimes those are just pig paths and cow paths and just paths in general. But somebody had to go in there and cut the trees and level the land and do all they do. Hard work. But the slothful man, his way is an hedge of thorns. But the way of the righteous is made plain. Isn't it interesting? Something about people that are right and they use the resources that God gives them, the strength and the wisdom and just the work attitude. God rewards people that work for things. Now, I know we don't work our way to heaven. I get that. That's all of God's grace. But God does want us to be hard workers for Him when it comes to serving Him. I believe that. And you know what? We can do it. We can do it with His strength and His might, His wisdom. But the slothful man, because it's like the opposite. The slothful man is a man that's not righteous. And he's always got excuses. He never puts the energy that God has given him into something. And God's saying, but the righteous, his ways made plain. He makes the way he gets there. And I hope you understand what I'm saying here. And I certainly don't want to discredit anything about the Bible. But I do know this, when you look at people that seemingly make it, of course God helps them make it. But he also, he will do for others what they can't do for themselves. But he doesn't seem to do things for you and I if we don't do what we can do. And so let's make sure we say, Lord, help me to do something today, be right. I do believe the best workers at any workplace is people that say, I'm getting paid, and it'd be dishonest to not work for this pay, and I'm going to do what I can for this employer. And I think that's a righteous way of seeing things. It certainly is. But the slothful man, it's not that way. All right, so I don't know if that helped you today. Helps me. I want to certainly not be a lazy man and get work done and be righteous as I do it. And hope you have a great day, safe day, healthy day. Lord willing, we'll see you back tomorrow. And I believe we'll still be in the book of Joshua tomorrow. Thank you.